suffering. People are dying. We are in the beginning of a mass extinction.
Right now, when we need nature the most, we're destroying it faster than ever.
Temperature of the sea rises, you lose a lot of fertility.
Millions in California are dealing with the dangers of extreme heat and rapidly spreading wildfire.
This is just the most incredible picture I can show you.
We've been trying to warn you guys for so many decades.
If we act now, we can yet put it right.
Hi everyone! In this video, we will be talking about climate change, its effects, the environmental issues that comes with it, and ways how to combat it. So what is climate change? In simple words, climate is the average weather of a place for a range of time. And when this average weather shifts, this is what we call climate change. Let's just imagine the Earth being like a blanket. And when we keep adding more sheets of blanket, it gets warmer or hotter. We've been adding more and more layers to this blanket by burning things like coal, oil, and gas. These layers, called greenhouse gases, traps heat from the sun and makes our planet even more warmer. When this happens and keeps on increasing, our weather gets hotter, sea levels would keep on rising due to the melting of ice on the polar regions of the Earth. So there are a lot more destructive impacts of climate change, like the world's oceans becoming increasingly acidic due to the absorption of extra carbon dioxide or CO2, which might be harmful to marine life, on agriculture, and habitat disruption that affects ecosystems and leading to shifts in the disruption and behavior of plants, animal species, which increase its risks of extinction.
According to the United States Agency for International Development, the Philippines is highly susceptible to the effects of climate change, which include sea level rise, a surge in the frequency of extreme weather events, rising temperatures, and heavy rainfalls due to its significant vulnerability to natural disasters, reliance on climate-sensitive natural resources, and wide coasts where all of its main cities and the bulk of its population are located.
According to the United Nations, climate change is taking a tremendous toll on the lives, properties, and livelihoods of Filipinos. And if not addressed, it could harm the government's goal of becoming a nation with upper middle incomes by 2040. According to Chu et al., climate change will continue to expose the vulnerability of the Philippines' ecosystems, freshwater resources, coastal systems, agriculture, and fisheries, as well as human health.
So moving forward, let us now talk about environmental issues. The environmental issues are disruptions in the usual functions of the ecosystem. These issues are considered serious when the ecosystem cannot recover in the present situation and catastrophic if the ecosystem is projected to certainly collapse. So in the Philippines, here are some of the biggest environmental factors. The first one is air pollution. It is the contamination of air due to the presence of substances in the atmosphere that are harmful to the health of humans and other living beings, or cause damage to the climate or to materials. For the most part, air pollution in the Philippines stems from burning of fossil fuels like coal and oil and vehicular emissions, particularly in areas like Metro Manila. So the second one is plastic pollution. It is the accumulation of plastic objects and particles in the Earth's environment that adversely affects humans, wildlife, and their habitat. Among the environmental issues of the Philippines is also plastic pollution, a particularly severe problem for the country. And an insufficient waste management system coupled with a high dependence on single-use plastics set the scene for the country's annual generation of 2.7 million tons of plastic waste. So the third one is marine pollution. It is a combination of chemicals and trash, most of which comes from land sources and is washed or blown out into the ocean, which then results in damage to the environment, to the health of all organisms, and to economic structures worldwide. So lastly is the sea level rise. It is an increase in the level of the world's oceans due to the effects of global warming. This comes at the back of the country topping this year's World Risk Index, which assesses sea level rise as one of its indicators. In line with the problem, studies projections shows that residents of the country's capital city, which is Manila, will be displaced by 2100 if the current trend continues. At the moment, Manila is already subsiding at 20 millimeters per year, surpassing the mean sea level rise almost tenfold.
Ways to combat environmental issues. The first one is the adoption of renewable resources. Transitioning to solar and wind power reduces greenhouse gas emissions, addressing climate change and promoting cleaner energy alternatives. The next one is the reducing deforestation. Mitigating climate change by preserving forests as carbon sinks is critical. Third is waste reduction and recycling. Minimizing waste production and promoting recycling conserves resources, decreases pollution, and mitigates the environmental impact and blockades. The fourth is sustainable agriculture. Ensuring environmentally friendly agricultural practices is essential for maintaining soil health, protecting water sources, and securing long-term food sustainability.
Technology innovations for clean energy. Investing in advancing technologies promotes clean energy solutions. This includes improved battery storage, innovative solar technologies, and efficient energy distribution. This contributes to the reducing reliance on fossil fuels and lowering carbon emissions. The sixth is advocacy for environmental policies. Engaging in advocacy efforts for development and implementation of strong environmental policies at global, national, and international levels creates legal framework that encourages sustainable practices and hold industries accountable for the environmental issues. Consumer awareness and ethical choices. Promoting ethical and environmental friendly ways of living and making people more aware of how their choices affect the world around them can lead to a move toward eco-friendly goods and services. In turn, this makes business more likely to use methods that are better for the environment.